Hi, welcome to Simply Narelle Stitches, and this is my little corner of YouTube where I talk about my cross stitching. So welcome if you are new here, and welcome if you have been here before. Everyone is welcome. This is Flosstube number 52, and today is the 25th of May 2026, and it's Monday. Yes, Monday. I had to think then. Anyway, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. I have 11 things to share with you, and I've forgotten to write down something, so we're off to a wonderful start. Hang on a minute, I need to look something up. Okay. So, thank you to everyone who sat through last week's chaos. It was a bit of a train wreck, but anyway, we made it, and I gave a few people a laugh, so, you know, that's good. If I brightened your day, that's wonderful. Anyway, so, yeah, I've had 3 hours sleep last night, so I'm not very with it today, and there could be lots more ums and ahs and, like, losing the plot, you know. Anyway, I'm really, really tired. I do have my coffee, though, to keep me going. And we'll see if we can get through this without interruptions. My son and husband have gone grocery shopping. I've told them I'm doing a video, so not to call me, message me, whatever. Make executive decisions off the grocery list. But if they get it wrong, they're going to be in trouble. And my daughter's laid up because she's done a hamstring. But anyway. So, let's talk about the whips that I worked on. And in no particular order, I do have an order when I worked on them, but they're piled up here in not that order. So, first off the rank, and I don't know, do zippers worry anyone? I'm sorry if they do, but yeah, I didn't unzip anything. So first one is I'll Be Home Cottages from Twin Peak Primitives. And during the week, we found out that we lost Nanda. So very sad. She passed away. So Twin Peak Primitives is run by two twins from the Netherlands, I believe. And Nanda, I think that's her name, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, passed away. I know she's had a long battle with cancer, and unfortunately last week she passed away, which is very sad. So I'm sort of doing this in honor of her now, as well as my Rugby League Rumble. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Now, this came out as a monthly series, but it was Pam from Just Keep Stitching, that I couldn't remember the name of last week, who did it on all one piece of fabric. So I went, I'm going to do that because I don't know what to do with the individual ones had I done them individually. So I went, I'll do them on the one piece of fabric, and didn't realize how big it was going to be when I made that decision. It is huge, and there's so many colors in it. Look at all these colors. Let me just put this away. Why would that go in? So this is all the colors in it. That is ridiculous. That is so many colors. Oh my goodness. But anyway, it's going to make it really pretty. Now, this one I worked on once, and I did 503 stitches. Now, I'm using this for Rugby League Rumble, so whenever my team, the Redcliffe Dolphins, plays, I stitch times 10 whatever their score is. So they played Thursday night and they won. Woohoo! We are now in the top 8. Yay! They got 30 points, so that means I had to add 300 stitches to it. Well, I did 503, so I stitched them as well as 200 extra. And I'm still in deficit though, because I started, I think, round 1 of this year's comp, and then I didn't stitch on it again, I don't think. So I am backlogged a lot. I still owe this piece 1,757 stitches. So this is the 503 that I did. So I worked on this up here, this window up here, and up here. Last week I had done, I think, the white and the yellow. I don't think I added any yellow this week. It was purely just the white at the top in these two windows. up there and the little chimney at the top. So sorry about the lighting. I will fix it one day, but it's not going to be today. Yeah, so that's 503 stitches. And this week we have a bye, which means we don't play. It's our week to rest. But I will still pull it out one day this weekend and try and knock off some more of those stitches, because it's going to keep adding up if I don't try and catch up. But we also have a State of Origin coming up in first game in June, which is a 3 series separate match to the normal comp, and it's basically Queensland versus New South Wales. So if you're not familiar with rugby league in Australia, and it's Queensland, which is the state I live in, versus New South Wales, the state I used to live in. And everyone loves the State of Origin. So while those games are on, while I'm watching those 3 games, I will also stitch on it. So then I should well and truly get my stitches caught up. So, and that won't be, you know, a score or anything I'll be going by. It'll just purely be the time that's on. So a couple of hours that is on TV, I will stitch that piece. Right, next up we have Emily Munro Quilt by Rosewood Manor. So that is what it's going to look like when it is finished. And this one, oh my goodness, so many colour changes. I do love it. I'm not keen on the horses, but it's part of the pattern, so I will stitch them. I'm not really a horsey person. But look at all those pots of flowers and stuff. They're cute, very nice, but oh my gosh, so fiddly. So many different colours. Yeah. So that, I haven't actually pulled this one out very often because I find it really, really fiddly to stitch. And I have to be in the mood, basically. But it came up as part of my Whip Go catch-up, so I thought, well, okay, I need to do it. So I worked on it once and did 234 stitches. So that is where it is now. So I finished this one and then stitched this one. This one has more to go on it, I think. I just like lost interest. I went, yeah, that's enough stitching on this for tonight. But so many colour changes in it. And I'm sorry that's not showing that great because my light is horrible. But anyway, that's where it's at. A long way to go, and this won't be on my 60 by 60. No way. Maybe I aim for a finish for next year. Who knows? And this one, if you're on TikTok, I did a funny little video thing on it because I carried. And if you watched my live, oh yeah, I also did a live between last week's video and today. I can't remember what day it was. But I did a live one night and I was stitching this one. And that probably made it worse because this is really fiddly. So it was hard to concentrate on it and stitch. But I did a funny little video on TikTok because I carried at the back. And you will be... Slow down. I can't talk so fast, but the words don't make sense. When it's framed, if ever it gets framed, you'll probably be able to see the carry at the back. But, you know, I don't worry. But see, you really can't see it now because I've covered it a bit. But I carried with the red here. I carried the red. I don't know if you can see it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, across here, I carried the red and the yellow. And it's like, that's really bad because this is a really fine and a very see-through linen. I suppose I should tell you what it is because I do know what it is. It's a... Oh, itchy nose. 32 count Belfast linen in the colour Ecru. I got from JK's. Yeah, but it's really like a see-through. Some are not so see-through, but this I find really see-through. But anyway, so that was that one. Oh, what is it with... When you do a floss tube, you get a really itchy nose. Thank you for everyone who came to my live stream on YouTube. It was very impromptu, I just said, yeah, let's try it. So anyway, I'll do it again one day. I'm not sure when. So I can't schedule it, like, because I never know what's going on. If I'm needed for one of the kids or whatever, or, you know, the kids decide, oh, let's have a games night and things like that. So I'm not going to schedule it. It's just when I feel like doing it. So if you get, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you put notifications on, hopefully you'll get a notification when I go live. So that's the best I can offer. I could maybe pop something on the Facebook page, but I don't know that many people follow. Not as many people follow my Facebook page as my Instagram. And I don't know if, because of the way Instagram scrolls, whether you would see it. You sort of got to be on at the time you post to see things. So I think I'll just keep it as, if you see me live, you see me live. You can always watch the replay. But yeah. Anyway, so next I worked on Sabrina. I think this is Sabrina. I've lost a little, oh no, I haven't. Yeah, Sabrina. All right, Sabrina by Mirabilia. That is what she's going to look like when she is done. And I worked on her once. Look at that. She's so beautiful. Worked on her once for 319 stitches. And I worked on her flowers in her hair. So got those done. The gaps you see will be for beads when I do the beads. I can't do beads until the last thing because I use a Q-snap. And I've heard they'll get crushed under the Q-snap, so I don't want that to happen. So it did her flowers in her hair. So pretty. Oh, love it. I won't show you where the whole thing is because if you're a regular viewer, you will know there's not a lot done on her. A little bit of her dress because I started in the middle and now I'm working up. So that is Sabrina. All right, next. So what I was trying to do was do one Spring Go piece, then one Whip Go catch up, and then one Spring Go piece and one Whip Go catch up. So I'm really behind on my Whip Go because I have 5 Whip Go boards. So I'm not so behind anymore though. I haven't caught up. No, tell a lie. I've pulled all the pieces I have yet to do for March. I finished February Whip Go calls. I finished January and February Whip Go calls. Now I'm up to March. So I've pulled all of March projects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 March projects left to do. And I don't know, in April, there looks like there's about 8 down there or more. So I pulled them all last night, so I know what I'm doing. But I'll get more into that on plans. All right, so next one is Hearts and Flowers by Pat Rogers. This one I bought in the noughties, so it was like 2000s, or could have even been the 1980s, 90s, something like that. It's old. So that it's very folk art looking, the colours and stuff. So remember when the folk art was all the rage and people were doing the folk art paintings on pots and baskets and boxes and everything? You stand still long enough to get folk art painted. Everything was folk art painted. This is that era, I'm pretty sure. So, like, you know, but I love it still. When I started, I didn't really like the colours in it because it's a bit old-fashioned folk arty. But now, stitching it this time around, I went, oh, it's actually really pretty. I do like the colours. So maybe it's because I'm getting older. Who knows? Getting an old fart, like those sort of things. Anyway, I stitched on it once, 306 stitches. Oh, my needle minder's sort of covering half the pattern there, so let's move that out of the way. I didn't tell you what Sabrina was stitched on, did I? Some Ada. All right, so I'll tell you what this is in a minute. It's very small. So that is what I'm up to. So this corner was done. Most of the outside, well, the outside edge was done. I did the fill-in of the little triangle-y bits. And this inside border and those little bits. So that was 306 stitches. And the fabric, I think it was a bit of a kit. It came with, I don't know if it actually says, think I got the fabric with it. It says it was stitched on khaki Linda 27 count, but what I have here is a lot. That's not what they gave me. This is very small. This looks like it's 32 or smaller. It's definitely not 14 count. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's what I did on that one. See, I told you I'm not with it today. Oy, oy, oy. But hopefully no interruptions this time. I've turned that alarm off that I get every Monday. It's a medication alarm. It reminds me to take one of my medicines at a certain time every week. And yeah, I sort of forgot. So I've turned it off. Let's hope I don't forget the medication now. Right. And then hubby and son know not to call me. Next we have, now this is another Springo piece, which I am up to date with my Springo calls. So I had fallen behind, but I have managed to catch up. And I've just got today's call to come. The 25th is the last day of calls, and I will stitch that tonight, and then all caught up, and not a bingo yet. So there's actually one whip here I have listed that I don't have to show you. It's my chart I designed for the May Project Bag of the Month Club, and I'm stitching it up, but I don't want to share it in case not everyone has their delivery yet. So anyway, I did 762 stitches on that one. Now next we have, oh, this nose, oh god, oh dear. Okay, Biancabella by Mirabilia. So this is another Springo Mirabilia Mania stitch, and I worked on her once for 342 stitches, and this is done on a piece of mint green opalescent fabric, 18 count, and pretty sure this is dyed by Paddock Lane Designs because she has her trademark writing on the bottom. Anyway, so I did the 300, what did I say? I did 342 stitches in her hair. So that is all hair. All that black. I had done a fair bit, but I did, like, I worked my way up to here. Oh my goodness. And did 342 stitches of her hair. Let me fold this up so you can see it better. And there's not much else on this done. So the dress, there's next to nothing done. So just a little bit down here, and then there's not much under there. So now her face is going to come into here, I believe, into here. So all those gaps there, they're going to be beads. So I don't know, what does that look like? Nothing really. Yeah, so I think next time I work on this, I'm going to concentrate on her face so that at least we can make some sense of it when we look at the piece. Because at the moment, it's just like a black blob. And is it smoke? Is it octopus tentacles? Who knows what it is? Definitely doesn't look like a lovely girl. Okay, that's Biancabella. We're whizzing through these. Good. Short video is a good video, yes? Next is another Whip Go Catch Up. And it's a full coverage. Alright, sorry about my scrumped up piece of paper. It's the Amazing Animal Kingdom artwork by Ciro Marchetti. Ciro Marchetti. And people never know how to pronounce it. And I asked my husband, who's Italian, and he said normally no, it's by Amy Stewart. Don't worry. Anyway, Anyway, Chiramaketi is how you say that other guy's name. But this is Amy Stewart. I should have known that. Huh. And Heaven and Earth Designs had a sale last week or something for Memorial Day. But Amy Stewart was not included in the sale. I was sad. 99% of my wish list is Amy Stewart. Not that I need any more, but you know. Alright, so this one I worked on once and did 422 stitches, and I've got all my part threads in a knot. Oh goodness. I'm going to try and move them out of the way. Alright, 422 stitches, so that is where I am. And that there is the edge of the first page. So I really, really want to try and get this first page done and dusted soon. Right, that's better. So I worked up here. So the way I stitch my full coverages, I pick symbols from the top row. I used to do column by column, but now I do a page at a time. So I work the whole page at a time. So I pick a symbol from the top left and then work it as far as my thread will take me. Then I pick the next symbol on the top row and do the same and keep going. So I've done all the stitches on the top row now, and I think I'm probably down to about, I know there's some rogue stitches there that I haven't done. I think there was a colour I needed to go find because I didn't have it in my master set, and I knew it was in my, well, I hope it's in my secondary stash. But I couldn't bother, I was comfortable and I couldn't bother moving to go find it. So there's a few rogue stitches right at the tippy top there that haven't been done in the second and third row. But anyway, so I worked sort of picking symbols along here and then stitching them out. So, and then I worked on down here is the peacock that's starting to come through. This is the start of the elephant, so that's the elephant's butt. And that's the peacock on the back of the elephant. So, and this is a standard, it's not a supersize, max color, anything like that. But from a distance, you can still work out what things are. Like up close, it's like, at a pinch, you can sort of tell that that's a cockatoo, but at a distance, which is how I think they're meant to be viewed, then you can still see the gorilla, you can still see the cockatoo, you can see the books and things like that. So, yeah. Amazing Animal Kingdom. I am now at 2.08%. Yeah. So I was meant to work on a couple of projects that night, and I got started on that one and went, no, I want to stay on this one. And that's part of why I don't pull out my full coverages very often, because I'll get nothing else done if I stitch on them, because once I start them, I don't want to stop and do something else. Okay, so next up we have Snow Queen by Mirabilia. That is what she's going to look like when she is done. And I worked on her once for 362 stitches, so not a great deal to see. Oh, the Amazing Animal Kingdom is done on 25 count even weave 1/1. And this is the extent that I have of, no, I'll show you what I've worked on first. So, I'm sorry, once on the Snow Queen, 362 stitches. So I am working my way up. I started in the middle, working my way up. That is, I believe, her shoulder. That's her shoulder. And that is the, like, scarf topper, I think, top of the scarf thing around her neck up there. So that's her shoulder, and that big scarf thing over the top of her shoulder there. That's what that is. All right, so the colors look different because I'm substituting Cottage Garden threads for the Karen water lilies. I'll show you the whole thing. Now, the Karen water lilies, I looked up that number, and it was all pale blues, a mix of pale blues. And I don't have, because you need 2 skeins of it. So I had a few Cottage Garden threads that were suitable, but I only had 1 skein. And I thought, if I have to go and buy another skein of that, then I may as well buy the Karen water lilies and it can look the same. so like as it's meant to be. So I went, no, I have a Cottage Garden threads that I think will work, and it's not the right colorway, but I have two skeins. So the one I'm using instead of the Cottage Garden, instead of the Karen Water Lilies and the Pale Blues is Dark U, which is like a tealy greeny color. But I'm hoping it's going to work. Too late now because I put 300 odd stitches of it in. So, you know. So I'm using Dark U and Romarin as the two replacements for the Karen Water Lilies. And we'll see what it looks like. So I think they sort of blend. I don't know. One's green, one's blue, but you know. Yeah. So I don't think it looks too bad. I'm hoping that it's going to work. I think it's going to work. It's going to look different to what it's meant to, but who cares? It's my piece. I can do what I want with it, you know. So anyway, that's the whole thing so far. So I started in the middle, started working down. That's the other one that I've replaced the thread, and then we go up to here. And when looking at that, I'm pretty sure it's only used in a few places on the dress. I think it might be used down here as well, but I don't know. I think it's going to work. So, but that's, yeah, it looks nothing like the lady, but that is where it is right now. Yeah. Okay. And this is done on a piece of Ada. I don't think I've got the card for it. I don't see it. It 18 count Ada, and it's by Paddock Lane Designs because it's got her little mark thing on it, but I don't know what color or if it was from the Fabric of the Month Club when I was in that. But it's like a bluey motley dyed, you probably see that. See, it's like a bluey purpley color, so I think that'll work. Too late now, I'm stitching on it. Yeah. Okay. I only got a few more to go. Wow, 2 more to go. Is that it? I need to slow down. Holy dolly. Anyway, oh no, 3. It's on hiding there. Okay. What is this? It's got no, yes, it does have a tag on it. Okie dokie. Right, next was Elegant Lace. This is a Whip Go Catch Up, and it's by Works by ABC. And I have this in eye markup, so it's wonderful rather than using the paper pattern. So that is what it looks like. Absolutely stunning. Love it, love it, love it. Mine is going to be in your face because of the fabric I chose, and I'm not happy with it, but I'm going to keep going. So I'm stitching it on, this is another piece of Paddock Lane Designs fabric, and it looks like it's a 18 count. No, it's a 32 count even weave. And let me just fold this so I can show you better. And it's a in your face bright pink. Look at that, with black on it. That is not showing as bright as it actually is. It is very, very bright. So just with the 310, and that one I worked on once and got 289 stitches in it, which is most of this here. So yeah. And do you ever associate things with different things? If that doesn't make sense. When I was stitching on this, I was watching a show on Foxtel because I love true crime, and it was Evil Kin. I think it was this Evil Kin series I'm watching, and it was a story about the 1800s. This family in the Kansas prairies that they were German, and they settled in the prairies, and they built a like a, what I call it, like an inn for travellers to stop at. But they used it as a front to I can hear someone at the front. They use it as a front to murder people who they thought were rich. Anyway, so now when I was just looking at this and showing you this, that instantly came to mind, that show. So I think now whenever I look at this, I'm going to think of that show and that series. That, wow, that's freaky. That's going to haunt me now. Anyway, so that was Exquisite Lace. And I can hear a car out the front. I don't know whether it's a delivery or what's going on. We had the pool guy here this morning. He had to fix a part, bring it back, but that's not coming back till tomorrow. And I can't look in my Ring camera because I'm using my phone to film this. So I might hear the doorbell in a minute, who knows. Okay, next we have another Mirabilia. Okay, we have Garden Prelude. So this was for Springo, Mirabilia May, Mania, all the things. And I worked on her twice and put in 717 stitches. Really need to overlock this, but my overlock is broken. Oh my gosh, and this fabric is absolutely huge. I do need to cut it down. It's way too big for this piece. So I think I'm going to have to cut it down. But that is where we are. Okay, there we go. That is where we are. So I'm working in the foliage, and this I think is the start of her dress, because her dress is very much that colour. So I'm working from here across and then starting on her dress there. So I'm going to keep going across with the foliage and then work on her dress and go up to her and then, you know, work across and then come down, if that makes any sense. So that is what I've done. All those colours in the flowers besides the green, I've substituted again Cottage Garden threads for the Karen water lilies. And it's not going to look the same. Like, hers are all bluey purpley coloured flowers. Well, I've got, you know, some apricot-y ones in there because that's the thread that I had. It still is going to be okay. And again, there's lots of beads in there that need to be put in. Yeah. So that's Garden Prelude. And that I'm doing on a piece of Belfast linen 32 count in the colour Flax. Okay. And then I have one more to show you. Oh man, I've suddenly got really hot. All right, and this is a Whip Go Catch Up. And it's another Mirabilia. Santa's Magic. That is what he's going to look like when he is done. And I worked on him once last night and put in a whole 280 stitches, not a lot. So this is right. That is where he is right now. Just the top of his head. His face is going to be over here. So yeah, not a lot done on him. But I struggle on this fabric. I don't know what it is, but I'm struggling on this fabric. Oh, and Sharon, I did get your email for the fabric last week that you won. I haven't posted it yet. So sorry. I'll be doing that. I've got orders to post out, so that'll probably go out tomorrow. Sorry, I haven't got there yet. I got really busy last week. So anyway, there we go. That is Santa's Magic. What is he being stitched on? Oops, a piece of Belfast linen, 32 count, in the colour, I don't know. They don't tell me. Don't know. Some weird greeny funny colour. It's a pre-cut, so these don't tell you really. They have a number on there, like as in it says 3609-346 Belfast. What does that mean? Does that mean that's the colour? Because they don't actually tell you the colour. Is that, does anyone know? Is that the colour? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway. Let's turn that sideways so it's going to get caught in the zip. Right, so that's Santa's Magic, and that is all my whips. Wow. We got through them quick. Right, so next we are going to talk about plans, and then we are going to reveal the winner of the bag. Right, now, plans. So we've only got one more day of Springo to be called, which is today. I haven't looked what it is yet, because it's probably not even the 25th over where Carolyn is yet. So she probably hasn't even called it. So that I'll stitch on tonight, plus a Whip Go catch up. So I'm trying to do like 2 a night to try and get my Whip Go caught up. All right, and then for the rest of May, because I'm doing 2 projects a night at the moment, a Springo and a Whip Go catch up. So for the rest of May after today, I'm going to do Whip Go catch up and a 60 by 60. So I'm going to try and get more of my 60 by 60 finishes done. And I'm hoping by doing a little bit each night on one of them or something, then I will get more of them really closer to a finish by the time I actually turn 60, and not have to go too far into my 60th year and bend the rules a little bit. So we will see what happens. Fingers crossed. They're my plans. All right. Now, Sharon, your fabric, I still have it. It will be mailed out, I believe, tomorrow. I should get my orders done today and mailed out tomorrow. And the project bag, I said last week we would have a project bag up for grabs. Well, this is the bag that I made. Beautiful hummingbirds in a very pastel mint. So that is the bag you're going to get, and that is the fabric on the inside. A minty, it's like a self-stripe, little dot stripe on it. That is going to Amanda McCoy 5814. You are the winner of this beautiful project bag. So email me on my email listed below and give me your full name and address, and I will pop that in the mail very, very soon. Hopefully this week I'll be able to get that in the mail. And then one more thing. I've got another giveaway. Now, if you want this, please be 18. Don't say giveaway, free, any of those trigger words for the bots. This is what I'm giving away. It's from Hats. The Rose and the Giant Pear. It's an old one. It's been around for a while, but I've stitched it. It was just in my, I've stitched this pile. So I thought, well, let's give it away. If you want this, say the word pear, P-E-A-R, and I will draw the winner next week. Yeah, so I haven't framed this one yet. It's still in my stash waiting to be framed, but it was cool. I really liked stitching it. So it's a quick stitch. I did this actually probably about 3-4 years ago as my, what do they call them? There's a sampler that you're meant to start and finish in January. Blessing, is it Blessing sampler? and you're meant to start and finish it in January, and that will give you good blessings for the year. I have a feeling I may have started it in 2020, which, yeah, that whole blessing sampler thing went out the window, obviously, 2020. I think it was then. It was quite some time ago that I stitched this, and I actually managed to finish it in the month. So it is doable. I think I did other things as well. Like I didn't just stitch this for the month. And yeah, I got it done. So if you want that, say the word pair. All right. And that is it for this week. Thank you so much for dropping by and seeing what I have been working on. I hope you've had a lovely week and got some fantastic stitches in. And I will hopefully see you next week again on Monday. Don't ask me the date because you know I don't know. Is it going to be June by then? Wait, let me work it out. What was that? Did you hear that huge bang outside to her? Wait a minute. I think it's going to be June by then. Wow. So then June will be my Just Kits June. June Just Kits, whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy stitching and stay safe. Bye-bye.